What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to Side Hustle Saturdays. I, of course, am your co-host, Donovan Sharpe. As I am sitting here watching the Flyers get absolutely dump trucked by the Buffalo Sabres. The score is 6-2, and there's still like 13 minutes left in the third period. So hopefully, this conversation will cheer myself up. My co-host, of course, is JD. We were just talking off the air about a number of players on the Saints that we like. Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and then, of course, Michael Thomas, who's going to come back next year. Then we talked about Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. Just real quick, so you're in New Orleans. Are you a New Orleans sports fan, or is it kind of where you're at? Because you moved from California, right?
Yeah, I'm about an hour from New Orleans, and man, I was a fan of theirs my whole life, even when they were horrible. So I can claim that I'm like a true fan for sure. But at this point in my life, like I don't keep track of like every team and every player like you do. I'm not there, but I do enjoy. I like competition, so I'm all over it.
Gotcha. Back when they were the Aints, back when Archie Manning was the quarterback, people used to show up to the games with the paper bags. Come on, man.
We can't take it anymore. You remember that?
No. Oh, yes, man. Then of course, now here's the thing. So we'll get to the topic here in just a second. The thing is that Drew Brees got hurt in San Diego, and Nick Saban, who was the Miami Dolphins coach, wanted to trade for Drew Brees. The Dolphins, being the dysfunction franchise they kind of still are, even though they fired Brian Flores after winning 7 games in a row with Tua. They 86 Nick Saban's plan to get Drew Brees. Well, they ended up getting Dante Culpepper in the cellar. Drew Brees then goes to New Orleans, and the rest is history. Hurricane Katrina, Super Bowl 44, and all the rest of that.
Some people say that's why Saban left the NFL. He didn't have enough control, which got him to Alabama, and now he's like killing everybody.
Yep. He managed to get Ricky Williams out to Miami, but can you imagine Ricky Williams and Drew Brees?
Yeah,
that would have been that would have been dangerous. Okay, so Barshawn Zimmerman coming out the gate is like, what are we flipping? But really what we're going to talk about today is how to flip with no money. And when you told me what you wanted to talk about, I was like, okay, now I'm really, really going to learn something here. So JD, start us off, man. How are we flipping with no money? What's the first thing we need to know?
Real quick before I forget, if you're interested in these topics, add yourself on Smart Flippers, the Facebook group. It's a free group that I run, and we talk about these deals. And really, what's been cool over the last couple of weeks is that the activity has drastically picked up on member content of people flipping things and adding their examples of what they're flipping. And so there's been just some really good stuff. Yeah.
And any reason why?
I don't know, because it worked out good. I ran a marathon last week, and I'm just like, after you run that far, at least if you're me, I get like sort of, you got like post race blues, I guess you'd call it. It's just kind of like it takes your mind a little while to recover from the trauma from that. And so I wasn't that active this week. And man, every day it was like some good posts. I'm just like, wow, thank God. Like, so I finally feel like I got it off the ground to where people are like, basically helping me out. They don't have to, but
sure. Good.
Yeah, if you add yourself on there, I'll get you added in. First thing you want to do is just scroll down and just see the posts that have been going on the last couple of weeks. It's been pretty awesome.
Good stuff. Smart Flippers on Facebook, guys. I'm actually going to look that up and put the link in there while Jeff is talking.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so one of the biggest things that I noticed when I started trying to teach a lot of these things is this industry of flipping does breed a lot of people that they're sort of reeling, and they're trying to make something work from nothing because they have to, and that's where they're at. When it comes to like some of the other topics we talked about, like good ideas of what we're going to flip,
right?
That all just assumes that you have some cash to risk, Okay. And so even if you do have cash to risk and you're flipping things, that's great. You can also capitalize on some of the tactics that I'm going to show you today. And so I wrote down 4 of them. You know, some of them will be obvious, but some of them aren't exactly so obvious. So,
Okay.
number 1 is sell things for other people.
Oh,
And
okay. I
so,
like that.
yep. So you just basically list, you know, you just tell people on, you know, on your Facebook or whoever, just ask like, who needs to sell something?
Okay.
I'll sell it for you.
Okay.
I've done that. I've done that a bunch of times just to learn new niches.
Okay.
The biggest barrier to starting a new niche is like you don't know what it's going to sell for. Well, now you do. So even
Right.
if you didn't get paid for that, knowledge can be helpful as far as like I had a buddy, he needed help selling a poker table.
Okay.
And dude, it took me weeks to sell this table. It had lighting, it had LED lights on it, it was all wired up, it was very nice. I ended up getting $180 for that thing, and it took up half of my garage. I am never, ever
Wow.
gonna I wouldn't flip another one for free. Um,
Hell no.
you know what I'm saying? Even if I got it for free, yeah, I'd be like, "Man, I'm
Right.
gonna have to charge y'all a disposal fee here."
Yeah. Right.
Um, so you find out a lot of things you don't wanna do also by doing that. But you can also just say, like, "Send me pictures, I'll list it for you, I'll deal with the people, and I'll set the appointment up and charge them,
Okay.
say, $20, you know, $20 to do that." Or if it's a bigger item, you know, that's gonna be more complicated, obviously more. Um, but what you need is, like, you need money coming in, and money's energy. Money's like enthusiasm and just the desire to do more of something, right?
Okay.
And that's why we do stuff is, you know, that's why we keep doing stuff, especially because, you know, money's coming in. So that's as simple as it gets. So you offer to list stuff for people.
Okay.
The benefit for them is they don't have to deal with like all the messages back and forth and people trying to
Okay.
lowball you and all that stuff. And so you just line the appointment up. Uh, I had an appointment setter person like that I hired, and I was paying them, you know, 15, $20 for each item that they would line up for me just because I had so much stuff.
Oh, that's a good
Um,
idea.
mhm. Yeah, so that can outsource, like, especially if you're selling a ton of things, that can outsource the process of actually like a lot of flippers, the excitement of the chase is not near as
Oh yeah.
exciting as taking pictures and listing it and talking to people on the back end. Like you want to go
Of
chase the next
course.
thing.
Of course. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, so when COVID was going on, you know, it was in the thick of things and all the gyms were closed and I was flipping weights. Dude, I was driving around all day, like getting as many weights as I could. You know, I didn't have
Yeah. Of
really
course. Of
time to even
course.
list this stuff. So, yeah, so I've worked that angle both ways. That can be a good angle once you are flipping things, have someone else do that for you, so you can go out and find more deals.
Ah, that's good.
Um,
Time is a commodity, though, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So if you can pay someone to list this stuff for you, then why not do it? Because the money that you pay that person allows you the time to go and make more money.
Yeah, man. The day that I hired this girl to help me, like what convinced me to do that at the time was I missed out on 2 weight deals. You know, each one would have probably been, let's say, you know, $500 a piece in profit at the time. So I was
Ooh,
like, I missed out $1,000 in one day, and no
Jesus!
telling how many deals I missed out on by just
Oh
being
my god,
distracted by.
it just makes you sick to
Um,
your stomach, doesn't it? Like when you miss stuff like that. Eesh.
yeah, yeah, totally. So that's number one.
Okay, number two.
Number two, so find deals for other people.
Okay,
Um, I've again a handful of times I've said, "Hey, who needs me to find something for you? Like, what are you trying to find?" And so then already either one, if you do have a few bucks, you already have a buyer at a price point. So for
ah,
example, I had a buddy that said I need an iPad, and I'm looking to spend about 650. And so I sent him, you know, some pictures of some ones that I found. And I think you know, he's like, I'll pay you 650, just whatever you get it for, doesn't matter, but 650 is what it is. So I was like,
okay,
cool.
of
I already got the go ahead with the price, and I trusted that the guy was actually going to come through with it. And
course, of
so I
course.
sent him the details to it. He said, "Cool." I bought it for 550, and I just brought it right over to him.
Nice. You
Um,
pocketed $100.
yeah. So I mean, the other option though is like if it was a good friend, like it was, I could have negotiated the deal and said, "Hey, this guy's selling it for 550, and why don't you just give me instead of 650, just give me $50, and I don't, you know, I don't have to go pick it up with my own money. You don't have to go pick it up with your
Yes,
money, and
yes.
boom, you get your $50, right?"
Wow, just like
Um, what was that?
I said, just like that, man.
Yes, that's a definite thing. Now, in like the other thing that I hired this other girl to do when she wasn't listing things is I was paying her to find me profitable phones and profitable rate deals. And so if you, let's say you're not in phones, you want to learn phones, then you get in a group and you say like, hey, like who wants me to help you find a deal? Like I'll look in your area. And you know, you charge them whatever your rate is, you all agree to. You just go out there every day and you look online, you know, you look on their local marketplaces, find them a deal, send them a deal. If they close it, you know, you make some money. And you can do that sort of thing just in flow of your day. It's not like you're sitting down all day wasting your time when you could be doing something else that's making you money, right?
That can almost be like so many side hustle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I really did think about like getting like Filipinos and just having like them like searching, you know, everybody's cities and send them deals. But
oh hell yeah,
that would be a cluster, you know.
You like to throw the chase. I get it, man. I said you like to throw the chase, so I get that. I understand completely.
Yeah. And I did do that. Like I've done that for some of my students with phones to just, you know, help them out and get them going.
Sure.
So yeah, find deals for other like flippers, or just find stuff for people that
or for friends
that are looking for something, and they just, you know, if they're pretty older or they're not on social media, like they don't know where to necessarily look for the best deal. And there's a lot of value in, you know, in finding stuff for people at a much discounted rate when you're getting used. Yep.
Okay.
So number 2. Number 3 is there's an app for free alerts. So you can sign up for that in your area, and you'll get alerts. Freebie alerts.
Oh wow!
And so you'll get alerts for basically people that are listing free stuff. I think it might be only limited to Craigslist, so it's not as like, you know, maybe effective as if you're looking on Facebook, Craigslist, and OfferUp.
Wow. So you can get stuff for free and then flip that. No money.
Yeah, no money. I mean, the problem, so I will say like the most valuable tip I can give you about free stuff, and the reason that I get the free stuff and they don't, when I see it, like if I see something free and it's valuable, I am going to immediately offer them money to take the listing down. So if you ever list something for free, first of all, it's a mistake. Never list something for free, because what happens is you get hundreds of messages that you can't keep up with.
Right.
And so no one thinks to say, hey, I'll send you $20 right now. Just take the listing down.
Okay, there you go.
You're not even asking for money, but hey, look, I already know I'm going to save you some pain and suffering on how many messages you're going to get. So I'll just say $20 ? Leave it at that, and I get the item, and other people don't.
Wow.
The problem with
that's awesome.
Because the problem with free stuff is that, again, they're getting hundreds of messages, and they might say like curb alert kind of thing, or just like the address is there. So then you can like hurry up, hop in your car, rush across town, and it's not there anymore. And or they're gonna have given you their address, and they're probably have given like 20 other people their address to come by, and then the person who that shows up first is actually going to get it, you know.
Not only that, people, if you offer them something for free, there's really not a sense of urgency to come and get it because it's free.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
at least in my mind. Yeah. Okay. Pennies on the
Yeah,
dollar.
you end up I don't know, you end up getting people more mad because they showed up, and two people showed up at the same time. I mean, it's a nightmare to list it on your own. So that's like my pro tip for that was just don't list something for free. Like throw it away before you list it for free, or like put a price tag on it. But yeah, man, I found a guy who listed some weights for free, $20.
Oh,
I found
he said $20, bro. Take it down.
Yeah, $20. Take it down right now. The guy listed a bunch of wood. It was probably like retail. It's probably like $700 worth of wood. He was taking his deck down, and the wood underneath is like thick, like 2 by 10 by 12s. I mean, dude.
And those are always in good condition because a lot of those are not exposed to the elements.
Yeah, they're in great condition. I just had to take the brackets out. And here's the thing: like I have a trailer, like a utility trailer to haul stuff.
Yeah.
So if you need like a 6x12, my buddy was telling me if you take that in to get redone, it's like $700. So I have enough wood to do like 3 of those now if I wanted to, or to build something else. Like I ended up just giving it to my father-in-law because he does so much nice stuff for us. But,
Oh, okay. But Jesus, like
um,
it's amazing the kind of stuff you can find just doing this stuff,
yeah.
man. Dude, you blow my mind every time we talk. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. This is almost like the six. I learn something every time I talk to you. It's nuts.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, this is my wheelhouse. It's just like,
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
like my playground and stuff all the time. So,
Good, 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 good. Yeah,
um,
that's why I like doing these.
so yeah, so have some sort of freebie alert. You have to look very often if you don't have any of that set up. Uh, yeah, offering money. Don't even talk to
Okay.
them. Just like if you know it's
20
valuable,
bucks. Yeah.
yeah, just you erase whatever that pre-message you normally send them, and you just send $20 question mark or 10, or if it's even more valuable, whatever, offer more. Like if it's like if it's something's worth 1,000, you might want to throw like 50 at them.
Yeah, of
Um,
course. Of course.
so okay, so that's number 3.
Okay.
Um,
And by the way,
Number
shout out
4.
to Dr. Thunder with the $5 super chat. Says thanks again for the interview, Donovan. Absolutely, go check out Dr. Thunder's interview with me on his YouTube channel. I actually put it in my community tab. Okay, number 4.
Nice. Number 4. So if you live in an area where things are in higher demand,
Mhm.
um, you can either sell your products, like have some, like send them to like a friend or someone you trust and have them sell them there,
Mhm.
or have them send what they have and you sell it where you're at. So, for example,
Ah,
I have two examples. For phones, if I were to sell an 11 Pro Max where I'm at, I might get
okay.
$5. But if I were to sell that in Miami, I'd probably get 600.
Wow. Wow. Of
You know,
course you because it's just because there's just more money in Miami, right?
more money, yeah, more just yeah. I mean, it's money's everywhere. And
Yeah,
so
dude.
more competition, so people see that people are listing for higher prices. And
Okay.
so it's kind of like where I'm at, it might be kind of hard to get 500. Well, over there, like 600 might be super simple. So
It's
if you have
nothing.
if you had a buddy that's like willing to put in some work, all like he's never going to find them for 500 over there.
No. Hell
And
no.
so you send it to him for 500, and he starts, just buying from you on a regular basis. Or like San Francisco, or the bigger, nicer, richer areas where phones are going to sell for a lot more.
Yeah.
Um, that could be a really good method. And that one I haven't tested, but I already know what, like, one of the main complaints when people start flipping phones is there's buyers that will buy anything that you can buy, but there's certain areas where you're never going to be able to buy a phone that cheap, right?
Huh. Okay.
Right. So like, yeah, so like an 11 Pro Max, the big buyers will buy it for 400, and over here I can get them for 300. Maybe sell it local for 450 or 5, but over there, you'd be lucking out. Yeah, if you bought it for 5. So,
How about that? So you have to know
um,
your market and your product because not everything is available everywhere.
yeah, and the other thing, like I meant to mention this before all this, the problem that people are going to have uh, with methods like this is that you have to have good networking skills. You have to
Yes.
like people. You have
Yes.
to cooperate well with people. Like as you've seen, Donovan, I saw your post the other day. The draw your own conclusions. Like not everybody's good at just the basics of getting along.
Jesus fuck, man.
So
Yes, yeah.
that in
You
itself is
really
like
gotta
tip number 5. Like get along with people and have people trust you through your track record. And part of the reason I teach is because like now it's like I'm out here in the open. Um, it's less likely that to the a sane person that I'm going to try to like mess you over, because now you can put
of
me on
course.
blast. Like I got a lot to lose.
Right, right.
So I get a lot. Now I get more deals because I'm out there.
Yeah, right.
Um,
And people like you and you're always fair. And I like the fact, and this was you mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Hey man, if there's a product that's faulty, whatever the case may be, you're always quick. Hey, listen, I'll give you your money back. Blah 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 blah. Like you're always you're very fair because you to me you have that abundance. All right, this deal went
yep.
bad, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. It's like this city isn't. I don't know if any city's big enough to be screwing people over and
Right. New Orleans.
I work with 1,000 people. I'm
Okay.
only one. I'm the only one that messed you over. So you're gonna remember my face, and you're gonna come swinging at it.
And New Orleans is not a very big city. Like it's not like
it's a small city.
A major city. It's very, very small. Very, very small.
Yeah, it's like trapped in by the river.
Yes. Yeah, we know all about
that. So second example within this one is I had one of the people in the group hit me up recently and said, dude, COVID test kits are completely out of stock where I'm at. Can't get them. And he said, do y'all have them there? And I said, I don't know. I'll go look, just out of curiosity. And so they're $25 at CVS, right? And they end up selling out where I'm at too. But I saw, I bought a handful of them and sent them to him. And I think he was selling them for like 40, nothing crazy. It wasn't like he was totally ripping people off, but I think he was selling like 50 of them. And so again, if you have no money, but you hit up a friend, you say, hey, look, like buy them from me. And afterwards, I'll split whatever I make. Cause he sold like, I couldn't get him enough, and I didn't want to drive I was making like, all I did was charge him like shipping plus, a few bucks a kit just to
of course.
And so, yeah, again, like certain things that are harder to get in certain areas, there's probably like a play for this in like a place like Hawaii that that's short on certain things where you could just mail them to the mainland. People do that. I know for a fact there's a big business there with like motorcycles and a lot of things that aren't so easy to just bring across. There's people that will bring whole containers of them, and instantly, the price doubles. So,
wow, man, like you can honestly be sort of you can be like a traveling. You can go anywhere you want, anywhere in the United States you want, depending upon what the market is, and stay there for a few weeks, make a bunch of money, and then go somewhere else. Why not?
Yep. And and I just remember one of the things that I do with phones again, and we'll talk about this next week, but I have buyers in other cities, and I find a deal and I send them to them. They use their money, and they already have a price list, like as if let's say they're going to give me 400 if I brought it to them directly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say I line up a deal for 300 that they're going to pick up. They might charge me, let's say $20, but they'll give me that $80 in between, and they'll just send me the profit. And so I do a few deals a week like that too as well. So that is absolutely a zero money kind of thing. You just have to, you have to learn the game a little bit.
Yeah, have to learn the game. You have to know, you have to have, just like you said, good networking skills, and you have to be likable on some level. Jay Blaze says, what if an air conditioner is in high supply in a town over, but there are none in yours? My guess is that you would go to the other town, buy a bunch of air conditioners, and sell them in your town, right? Or
yeah, why not? What's cool is like one of the things you can also do is you can think, okay, people are like not willing to work all that hard for stuff. So like, let's say they want something, and most people in your city are going to say, okay, 40 miles out, I ain't going any further. And you take your parameters and you stretch it to like, let's say 80. And then you realize that like, okay, there's stuff that you're finding out here, even for retail.
Yeah.
That's lower out there. And then you find, you find out, okay, it's selling for a lot more in the city itself, and take advantage of that. I found just to test it. I didn't even go forward with this, but I found a fifth wheel, like a camper, and the person had listed it for $2,500, let's say, something like that.
Okay.
And I knew it was about 30 miles, like northwest. And then there was another city down here that had been hit by a hurricane, like 70 miles this way.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah.
So I looked at it for $5,000 in the other place. And I woke up to like 50 messages.
What?
The only message I didn't get was a message from the actual owner.
Oh, wow. So you had 50 buyers before you even, man, that is so So just by going up and picking up that fifth wheel, that's a right around $2,500, just like that, man.
Yeah, and if you have 50 messages and people are saying like, "Here's my number, call me," like these aren't like, "Hey,
serious
is this still
buyers,
available?" Yeah, this is
yes,
full.
yeah. Please text me, call me. Don't, when you get people sending you
Yeah.
offers for more than what you listed for, those are serious buyers.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's
That's
see.
it, man.
All
And
right, good.
that's how you test the waters. That's
Okay.
another like I have no money, I don't have or I have almost no money to risk model is list things before you actually have them as if you have
Yes.
them, engage the response to see if it's going to work out for you,
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
people are coming at you pretty aggressive, it's going to maybe be a good price point.
Okay, good stuff. So let's go through these again. This is how to flip with no money. Number one, sell things for other people. Number two, find deals for other people. Number three, freebie alerts. That's an app. Now that comes with a little bit of BS, but you have to be willing to work for them. Now a pro tip on free stuff is immediately offer money to have the listing taken down. So if something that somebody lists, if you know it's valuable, send them a quick text message, whatever, $20 with a question mark. If it's worth maybe like $1,000, maybe offer 50. That would 100% be enough of an incentive to take it down. Number four, have your friends sell your products or vice versa. If you know that you could get more for your product in their market or vice versa, sell it for each other. Now, a bonus tip. The bonus tip is to be able to get along with other people. JD mentioned the Instagram post that I posted with a certain someone who is acting like a crazy person because they just don't know how to get along with people. So we have a question from Exploit. He says, question, best place to network in small towns, especially if the town doesn't host a lot of events. That's an interesting question.
I'm not sure on the context. So, what do you like? What's the goal? Network for.
I suppose network for contacts. If you're networking in a small town and the town doesn't host a lot of events, my guess is that network in towns around, because I mean, when you're in a small town, there's usually a major-ish city or hub, I don't know, within 40 or 50 miles, right?
Right.
So for example, you live just outside of New Orleans, whatever the town you live in, but you do most of your networking in New Orleans, am I right?
Well, I do.
Or Baton Rouge.
Yeah. I mean, I do some over there and some in the city to the west. So yeah, I mean, I encompass a pretty big area.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a look at your map and try to find the major city hubs. Andrew Ward says, I'm hoping to test 5 niches: kitchen supplies, gaming. He said powder, apparel, and gadgets. I don't know what kind of powder he's talking about. Maybe gunpowder, or maybe nose candy.
Yeah, maybe it might be a typo too.
Yeah, it could be.
So
Powder, apparel. Listen, if you're trying to test powder, you might want to go south of the border. But then you might have some cartels down there that might have something to say about that. So if you get like a $50,000 offer for maybe a few ounces of something, chances are probably the cartel. Just saying.
this reminds me of that meme. Someone said, who wants to learn how to make $1,500? This is not an MLM. We sell crack.
Yeah, exactly. Derek Swindle says LinkedIn, maybe that could work. Oh, workout powder. I guess he's talking about like protein powder, or chalk. There's weightlifting chalk. I suppose that will probably be in the weights category. Exploit says, thanks for answering. Absolutely. Andrew Ward says, I've built an infrastructure around each of them. Okay. Very good.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, one at a time, but in relatively quick succession. So Andrew seems to have this thing down pretty.
Yeah, dude's not messing around. Yeah.
No,
yeah. I normally you wouldn't want to test 5 at once. I mean, I guess you could search for deals in all 5 and kind of go circular like that, because I do that. but you can't get kind of spread thin. You have to sort of narrow it down, like which ones make most sense.
Gotcha. He says one at a time, but
I think at times. What was that?
He says one at a time, but in relatively quick succession. So listen, if he's got the bandwidth, then why not, right?
Yeah, I just had this thought, like some of the guys are gonna think like, no way I flipped all these things, but I actually resell locally. What's it called? The blind powder. Shit, it's like that new popular protein powder. I can't remember the name of it, but
okay. I didn't know there was
anyway,
a new.
Like, yeah, basically, it's like there's a protein powder. I can't remember the damn name of it right now, but it's like it's expensive, and I was paying like $40 a pound for it. And so I went online and I bought it for about 33 pounds for maybe $400, and then I sell it to friends and family for like, let's say $20 a pound. And so now I have like essentially free protein powder.
Is it Muscle Blaze?
But as far as like selling it, making a ton of money on it, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Is it Muscle Blaze or Optimum Nutrition, Ultimate Nutrition, Muscle Tech?
Man, it's like it's a single ingredient. Give me 1 second.
There's Kachava. I don't know what that is.
I'm not trying to think of any type of brand. Like I don't know, man. I might have to think of it later. I don't want to keep y'all hostage on me trying to Google the name. But anyway, it's like it's a single ingredient protein powder. A lot of people are putting it in. It's supposed to be like good for your joints. It'll spark something at some point, but
wow.
Yeah, lots of things to flip, man.
I could certainly use that for sure. Okay. Any last thoughts before we call this one off? Derek Swindle, hang on a second. He said he says now he's selling that Peruvian Marchand protein powder. Yeah, that's that good shit right there.
Marchand powder, that's awesome.
Oh boy. All right. Well, listen, JD, thank you very, very much for making time for us today. Another fantastic man, this thing was really packed with knowledge, man. Guys, definitely go and watch the replay. That is going to do it for this edition of Side Hustle Saturdays. Next week, we're really, 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 really going to dive into flipping phones, because flipping phones, that's where a lot of the real money is at. So stay tuned. That's going to be next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you